You're standing in Costco staring at an LG C5 OLED marked down $500 from Best Buy's price. The deal looks incredible, and you're ready to load that 77-inch beauty onto your cart. But that Costco OLED might have a slightly different model number, and that tiny difference could mean inferior panel quality, zero burn-in protection, and terrible support when problems appear. Hit subscribe because this video reveals why buying OLEDs from Costco or Walmart is riskier than you think. Drop a comment telling me which OLED you're considering and where you're planning to buy. Your experiences help other viewers make smarter decisions. The hidden model number game that changes everything. The first critical issue with buying OLEDs from Costco or Walmart is something most buyers never notice until it's too late. Exclusive model numbers that look nearly identical to standard versions but represent TVS with subtle yet significant differences. This isn't a conspiracy theory or paranoid speculation. This is a documented practice where manufacturers create retailer-specific variants to prevent direct price comparisons and allow cost-cutting without damaging their main product line's reputation. Here's how it works in practice. Samsung might sell the QN75Q60B at Best Buy and authorized dealers, but Costco gets the QN75Q60BD with that extra letter indicating it's a Costco exclusive variant. LG might offer the standard C5 OLED everywhere else, but give Walmart a slightly modified version with a different suffix. On paper, these look like the same TV with trivial naming differences. In reality, manufacturers sometimes use these exclusive models to incorporate cost-saving measures that let them hit the lower price points warehouse clubs demand while technically still delivering an OLED display. The differences aren't always dramatic enough that casual viewers notice immediately, but they matter over time and in specific scenarios. Some retailer exclusives use binned panels, meaning they're from the same production line but selected for slightly lower brightness specs or less perfect uniformity. A standard LG G5 OLED might hit 1000 nits peak brightness consistently across units, while the Costco variant might average 900 nits because it uses panels that didn't quite meet the tighter tolerances for the premium channel. Both are legitimately OLED. Both display beautiful pictures, but one has measurably inferior performance that becomes obvious when you're watching HDR content in a bright room or comparing side by side with the standard model. Other times the differences show up in build quality or included features. The Samsung S95F sold at Best Buy might include the Premium One Connect box and higher grade stand, while the Walmart variant uses a cheaper stand design and integrates ports directly into the TV to save costs. The Sony Bravia 8.2 at an authorized dealer might ship with better quality control and firmware, while the Costco version gets rushed through to meet volume demands. These aren't defective TVS or knockoffs, they're legitimate products from the actual manufacturers, but they represent a tier below what you get through premium channels. The real problem is transparency. Manufacturers and retailers don't advertise these differences because it would undermine the value proposition. Costco wants you to believe you're getting the exact same LG C5 OLED as Best Buy but for less money. In reality, you might be getting a C5 variant with a slightly inferior panel, less rigorous quality control, and features removed to hit that lower price. When problems develop or performance doesn't match reviews you read online, you're left confused because you thought you bought the same TV the reviewer tested, when in fact, you bought a cost-reduced variant that was never independently reviewed. Why burn-in protection matters more than you think. The second massive issue with buying OLEDs from Costco or Walmart is warranty coverage for burn-in, and this alone should make most buyers reconsider warehouse club purchases. OLED technology creates perfect blacks and incredible picture quality by using organic pixels that emit their own light. But these organic materials degrade over time, and when you display the same static image repeatedly, those pixels wear unevenly, creating permanent ghost images called burn-in. This isn't a theoretical problem that might never happen. It's a documented reality affecting OLEDs used for news channels with static logos, gaming with persistent HUD elements, or even regular TV watching if you have the same channels with consistent screen bugs. Manufacturer warranties from LG, Samsung, and Sony explicitly exclude burn-in coverage, treating it as normal wear rather than a defect. This makes sense from their perspective because burn-in results from usage patterns rather than manufacturing problems. But it leaves buyers completely unprotected against an issue that can ruin a multi-thousand-dollar TV within a couple years. If you buy an LG C5 OLED directly from LG, or from most retailers relying solely on manufacturer warranty, you get 1 year of coverage that doesn't include burn-in, meaning any burn-in that develops is entirely your problem regardless of how quickly it appears. Costco offers better protection than manufacturer warranty alone, typically providing 2 years of coverage on electronics, and some of their protection extends to certain burn-in scenarios on select LG OLED models. This sounds great until you dig into the details and realize the coverage is limited, inconsistent across models, and stops at 2 years when burn-in often doesn't become visible until year 3 or 4 of ownership. Costco's extended warranty options through AllState or SquareTrade generally exclude burn-in explicitly, meaning once you're past that initial Costco coverage period, you're on your own. For a TV you're planning to keep for 5 to 7 years, having protection for only the first 2 years leaves you massively exposed during the majority of the TV's lifespan. Walmart's situation is even worse. They rely almost entirely on manufacturer warranty with no meaningful enhancement, and their third-party extended warranty options typically exclude burn-in or make claims so difficult that most people give up. If burn-in appears on your Samsung S95F OLED purchased from Walmart, you're filing a claim with Samsung, who will tell you it's not covered, or you're fighting with a third-party warranty company that will find every possible reason to deny your claim. The savings you got buying from Walmart evaporate the moment you need to replace a burned-in panel out of pocket. Compare this to Best Buy's Geek Squad Protection, which explicitly covers burn-in on OLED TVs when you purchase their extended plan. This isn't buried in fine print or limited to specific models. It's a clear advertised benefit that protects against the most significant risk OLED owners face. If your LG G5 OLED develops burn-in 3 years after purchase and you have Geek Squad protection, Best Buy will repair it, replace it, or give you store credit for a new TV. That peace of mind is worth paying slightly more upfront, because the alternative is eating a total loss on a $3,000 TV that's unwatchable due to permanent screen damage. The shipping and handling nightmare nobody talks about. The third major problem with Costco and Walmart OLED purchases is shipping and handling damage that's dramatically more common with large, fragile displays bought through these channels. OLEDs are incredibly delicate compared to LCD TVs, because the panel construction is thinner and more susceptible to pressure damage during shipping. Even small impacts or pressure points during transport can create dead pixels, vertical or horizontal lines, or complete panel failure. This is true regardless of where you buy, but the incidence rate is noticeably higher with Costco and Walmart shipments compared to Best Buy or authorized dealer deliveries. The reason comes down to logistics and handling protocols. Best Buy uses specialized TV delivery services for large displays, with drivers trained specifically in electronics delivery and vehicles equipped with proper securing systems. When you buy a 77-inch LG C5 OLED from Best Buy, it gets delivered by people who understand they're handling a fragile, expensive display that requires careful treatment. The delivery often includes in-home setup where they unbox and inspect the TV with you present, catching any damage immediately before you're stuck with it. Costco and Walmart use standard freight shipping for large TVS, often through third-party logistics companies handling all types of cargo with no special care for electronics. Your OLED shares truck space with furniture, appliances, and other heavy items. It gets transferred between multiple carriers. It sits in warehouses where workers stack boxes without knowing or caring what's inside. By the time it reaches your door, that TV has been through significantly rougher treatment than an equivalent Best Buy delivery, and the damage rates reflect this reality. User reports consistently show higher DOA rates and shipping damage for large OLEDs from Costco and Walmart compared to other channels. People receive Samsung QN90D units with dead pixels out of the box. They unpack Sony Bravia 8.2 displays showing vertical lines across the screen. They set up Hisense U7N panels that work for a day, then develop spreading dead zones from pressure damage during shipping. Some of this is inevitable with any large TV shipment, but the frequency is noticeably higher with warehouse club and discount retailer logistics. The return process makes this worse. Costco has excellent return policies allowing you to bring back damaged items with minimal hassle, but you still have to repack a 77-inch OLED, transport it back to the warehouse, and start over. If you live an hour from the nearest Costco, that's a massive time investment for a problem that shouldn't have happened. Walmart's return process for large electronics is significantly more difficult, often requiring you to arrange pickup, deal with third-party return logistics, and fight for refunds when they try to claim the damage was your fault. Best Buy handles returns and exchanges much more smoothly, especially if the damage is obvious shipping damage rather than customer negligence. Quality control issues and early failures. The fourth concern with Costco and Walmart OLEDs is inconsistent quality control leading to higher failure rates within the first year of ownership. This ties back to the exclusive model variants we discussed earlier, but it goes beyond just panel binning to encompass the entire manufacturing and testing process. When manufacturers produce TVS specifically for high-volume, low-margin channels like warehouse clubs, the economic pressure to cut costs sometimes extends to quality control procedures that would catch defects before units ship. Standard retail models going to Best Buy or authorized dealers typically go through more rigorous testing protocols, because those channels have stricter requirements and more leverage to reject shipments with high defect rates. A specialty retailer selling premium OLEDs has relationships with manufacturers where they can push back on quality issues. Costco and Walmart have different priorities focused primarily on hitting price points and moving volume, giving them less incentive to be picky about quality control on individual units as long as overall return rates stay within acceptable thresholds. The result is that Costco and Walmart OLEDs show higher incidence of problems like panel uniformity issues with visible dark spots or brightness variations across the screen, firmware bugs that cause random reboots or feature failures. Premature component failures, especially with power supplies and main boards, and inconsistent performance where two supposedly identical units perform noticeably differently. These aren't universal problems affecting every TV from these retailers, but they occur frequently enough that user forums and review sites show clear patterns of quality complaints specifically about warehouse club purchases. For example, multiple users report buying TCLQM 8K units from Costco that develop flickering issues within 6 months, something rarely seen with Best Buy purchases of the same model. Others buy Samsung S95F displays from Walmart that show significant panel uniformity problems with visible dirty screen effect during sports, an issue that shouldn't pass quality control but apparently does for Walmart-destined units. The Hisense U7N sold at Costco shows higher failure rates for power supply issues, causing complete failure within the first year compared to authorized dealer sales. When these problems appear, you're back to dealing with warranty claims through channels that aren't equipped to handle them efficiently. Costco might take the return, but you've wasted time and still need to buy another TV. Walmart makes you jump through hoops proving it's a defect rather than user damage. Manufacturer warranty requires shipping the TV back for service, leaving you without a TV for weeks. Best Buy's Geek Squad handles these issues with in-home service or immediate exchanges, dramatically reducing the frustration and downtime. Where you should actually buy your OLED TV. Now that we understand the risks of buying OLEDs from Costco or Walmart, let's discuss where you should actually purchase to get the best combination of price, protection, and peace of mind. The answer isn't always the same for everyone because it depends on your priorities, but for most buyers, the slight premium you pay at certain retailers is worth it for the dramatically better support and protection you receive. Best Buy is the best OLED retailer in 2026. They match Costco and Walmart pricing during sales and open box deals while offering superior Geek Squad protection that covers burn-in, accidental damage, and technical failures for 5 years. This protection justifies paying $200 to $300 extra. Best Buy provides better shopping experiences through Magnolia Design Centers with properly calibrated displays, knowledgeable staff, side-by-side comparisons, reliable delivery, and streamlined in-store returns, all superior to warehouse club experiences. Authorized dealers and manufacturer websites offer premium alternatives. Buying from LG directly or specialty retailers like Value Electronics provides extended warranties, professional calibration, white glove delivery, and standard models without retailer variants. Higher pricing is justified for flagship buyers seeking premium service. Amazon can work for OLED purchases, but requires careful attention to seller selection and shipping options. Buy directly from Amazon or from manufacturers selling through Amazon, never from third-party sellers where you can't verify you're getting legitimate products. Pay extra for white glove delivery service that includes in-home setup and inspection. Understand that Amazon's return process for large TVS can be complicated, and you might end up dealing with manufacturer warranty for defects rather than Amazon directly handling replacements. The pricing can be very competitive, sometimes beating both Best Buy and warehouse clubs, but you're sacrificing some service quality and protection for those savings. What you should absolutely avoid is buying OLEDs from random online retailers offering prices that seem too good to be true. Unauthorized resellers who might be selling gray market products without valid warranties, or used OLEDs unless you can thoroughly inspect them for burn-in and get extremely steep discounts. The OLED market has enough legitimate options at competitive prices that there's no reason to take chances with sketchy sellers or questionable sourcing. Understanding the real cost beyond the price tag, buyers mistakenly focus on sticker prices without considering total ownership costs. A Costco LG C5 OLED might cost $500 less than Best Buy, but that savings disappears if burn-in occurs after 3 years with no coverage. You'll pay $2,000 for panel replacement, netting a $1,500 loss. Similarly, saving $400 at Walmart means nothing if you're stuck with unfixable panel uniformity issues after the 30-day return window. Best Buy's full price with Geek Squad protection covers burn-in, offers fast exchanges for defects, and provides expert support. The peace of mind justifies the premium, especially for OLED's real burn-in risks and expensive panel replacements. The same applies to authorized dealers charging more than Best Buy. For flagship models like the Sony Bravia 8.2 or LG G5 OLED, you'll keep 7 to 10 years. Paying extra for professional calibration, extended warranties, and premium support maximizes your multi-thousand-dollar investment. Saving a few $100s up front is penny-wise and pound-foolish. Even small impacts or pressure points during transport can create dead pixels, vertical or horizontal lines, or complete panel failure. This is true regardless of where you buy, but the incidence rate is noticeably higher with Costco and Walmart shipments compared to Best Buy or authorized dealer deliveries. The reason comes down to logistics and handling protocols. Best Buy uses specialized TV delivery services for large displays, with drivers trained specifically in electronics delivery and vehicles equipped with proper securing systems. When you buy a 77-inch LG C5 OLED from Best Buy, it gets delivered by people who understand they're handling a fragile, expensive display that requires careful treatment. The delivery often includes in-home setup, where they unbox and inspect the TV with you present, catching any damage immediately before you're stuck with it. Costco and Walmart use standard freight shipping for large TVS, often through third-party logistics companies, handling all types of cargo with no special care for electronics. Your OLED shares truck space with furniture, appliances, and other heavy items. It gets transferred between multiple carriers. It sits in warehouses where workers stack boxes without knowing or caring what's inside. By the time it reaches your door, that TV has been through significantly rougher treatment than an equivalent Best Buy delivery, and the damage rates reflect this reality. User reports consistently show higher DOA rates and shipping damage for large OLEDs from Costco and Walmart compared to other channels. People receive Samsung QN90D units with dead pixels out of the box. They unpack Sony Bravia 8.2 displays showing vertical lines across the screen. They set up Hisense U7N panels that work for a day, then develop spreading dead zones from pressure damage during shipping. Why this matters and what you should do. The ultimate lesson is simple. Not all OLED deals are equal, and the cheapest price often comes with hidden costs that make it the most expensive option over time. Costco and Walmart attract buyers with lower prices, but you're often getting retailer-specific variants with inferior specs, zero burn-in protection, higher shipping damage rates, and inconsistent quality control. For expensive burn-in-prone OLED technology, these compromises create massive risk that outweighs upfront savings. Before buying any OLED in 2026, research the specific model number to verify it's not a retailer exclusive with cost-cutting measures. Read user reviews from your intended retailer to spot patterns of problems. Compare total cost of ownership, including warranty and protection plans, not just purchase price. Visit Best Buy to see the TV properly displayed instead of trusting warehouse club pricing alone. If buying from Costco, understand the risks, buy their extended warranty despite its limitations, and be prepared to return defective units. If considering Walmart, think carefully whether savings justify the higher risk and worse support. For most buyers, Best Buy with Geek Squad protection or authorized dealers represent the smart choice balancing competitive pricing with proper protection. Smash that like button so others can find this information before wasting money on a Costco or Walmart OLED. Drop a comment telling me where you bought your OLED, whether you've had problems with retailer-specific models or shipping damage, and where you're planning to buy next. Subscribe for real-world TV advice that shows you what retailers don't want you to know. Your OLED will be your main display for 5 to 7 years. So buy from a retailer that will support you throughout ownership.